Summer has arrived, but making sure students are ready for the new school year, it is a community affair. And Alexandra Sharp from our Stuff the Bus Back to School Drive title sponsor, Desert Financial Credit Union, is here with some tips on making sure your budget's on track for the coming school year. Good morning, Alexandra.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. How are you?
It's always a pleasure to have you here. It's also great to have Desert Financial Credit Union as part of our Stuff the Bus Back to School Drive. But let's talk about budgeting, because right now is a perfect time. The kids are out of school. They might have been budgeting during the school year, but then we get a little lazy over the summertime, am I right?
Yeah, it's definitely a time to start thinking, how much can you set aside for those back-to-school supplies for your students?
Yeah, all right, so give us some tips on how we can start doing that.
The first thing you want to do is be realistic, be honest with yourself. How much can you set aside for it? Don't stretch yourself thin. So go ahead and see how much can I afford, and then when you know that, you can start to plan for the items that you're going to get.
Okay, and so when you're saying plan, does that mean really actually sitting down, writing things down, and making sure that, you can be creative with that budget a little bit?
Yeah, so get creative by going around your home and seeing, do you have notebooks that you haven't used, or maybe you've used a few pages and you really just need to rip a few out and it's brand new? Or perhaps your children in the home might have stickers or markers or crayons that they can use to decorate something and give it new life.
Okay, I like that. So that's very smart to do. Okay, what else are there some tips about we could do, especially when it comes to kind of like our kids? That's the main thing we look at.
Yeah, so once you see what's in good condition and what you have, then use a school list for the items that you need. So oftentimes a child's school is already going to tell you, hey, they need to have this for school. Go through the list and see which ones do we have, check those off, and then see what you need. And that's where your budget comes into play. Go back at that budget and say, okay, this is the items that we need. How can we budget per item to make sure that we stay on track?
Yeah. Okay, we just said something very important. You get that list, and that list is probably already in your kids' bag already because they know they met their next teacher for the next school year. So getting that's important. And I think I like something you said. That's look around. I think sometimes we think the kids have to have brand new things. That's not the case, is it?
Exactly. It's not the case. You might have something, you can bring new life to something, or perhaps you have items from other students in your family who can go ahead and donate those over. So.
All right. What other tips do you have for us?
So outside of that, when you have that shopping list, you can start adding things to carts on different websites. So if you have an account, you can sign in and you'll be able to save your cart and add those items and wait for the right time to strike. So you know that there'll be a July 4th sale. Now, when we think of July 4th sales, we don't really think of school supplies, but there will be clothing. Maybe there might be electronics. Maybe even school lunch boxes will go on sale during that time. So you're going to want to make sure that you can add those to your cart and strike when the time is right, whether that's July 4th or the back-to-school sales.
Yeah. What about when we're shopping? This is something I've noticed. I've gone shopping, grocery stores, or even in some of the big stores. They have a back corner, like way in the back, and I'm seeing things on discount. Is that the best time now when we see it back in the back? Because they need to get rid of it kind of before to get the new shipment in. Is that a good time to start buying too?
So that's why it's good to have a list, because you'll have in your mind, oh, I know I need a ruler, for example, and maybe you see a great ruler for a great price and you're like, let me get it now. So that's why it's important to know how much can I spend and what do I need.
Yeah. All right, teaching kids about budget. That's something also too, it's really good to put them on a budget in a way.
Yes, talk with your students about what you can and cannot do. So talk about what are needs, what are the things that we have to have for school, and then talk about wants. Children are intelligent. If you explain things to them to say, hey, this is what we need to have, and if we have enough money, then we can get the wants. That's also helpful, for example, if you're walking through the supermarket or an actual school supply store and you see something that's $5 more, you can say, hey, let's go for something that's cheaper so we can save that money.
Yeah, well, one thing I love is that all this that we're talking about is right there at Desert Financial Credit Union's website, which will actually do a great education on people on budgeting, taking care of the money, because we know that the credit union was started by parents and started by teachers, and so it's something that you guys always give back. We thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for again being a part of our big Stuff the Bus Back to School program.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right, you want more information on what we talked about with Desert Financial Credit Union, you can head over, of course, to their website, but we want you to help us stuff that bus. It's presented by, of course, Lincoln Heritage Life Insurance Company. We know school just ended, but the need is great, and there's no better time than now to help Arizona kids. Scan the QR code on your screen or visit cw7az.com/stuffthebus to get involved.